The main questions everybody wants to ask is regarding the health, financials, strength, and weaknesses, and possibilities. Some obstacles they might face so that they can prepare marriage and family. These are the questions this particular person asked me. The age is 45 years old. We would be reading the left as well as the right hand. Both our hands are important, so that is the reason why we would consider both the hands. In a female as well as male, I consider both the hands. The most important aspect that stands out here is the Mount of Venus is extremely prominent and padded. This is considered to be an extremely good sign. The lines are important, but at the same time, we should consider other aspects as well to arrive at the conclusion. When we find that the amount of Venus is prominent, then what happens is that the chances of higher desires basically increases. So such people have got huge amount of desires and they remain young for a longer duration of time. So this is considered to be a beautiful sign to have. People who have this kind of a sign are likely to remain young for a very, very long time. So this is one extremely good aspect. See, whenever you are looking at life, you have to look it from that perspective that what are the things that might give you success. So Venus does not mean success. Any planet doesn't mean success. But having a prominent Venus does help you in many ways. In spite of having many disappointments, imagine a situation. I'm not saying that this person has had disappointments, but I'm just giving overview that even if a person does have many disappointments, even then they would have some kind of a spark within them. They would say, okay, I have failed this time, but I would try out once more. And that is the reason why the chances increase in their case. So in that way, it is considered to be a beautiful sign to have a prominent Mount of Venus. This is the lifeline, and the quality of the lifeline is good, deep and clear, simple kind, and it doesn't have any flaws even at the later portion of one's life. See, normally what happens is in the later portion, the lifeline deteriorates because the health deteriorates. So that is the reason why it is better to have a simplistic kind of a line which is making a big semicircle. In this case, it's making a good semicircle, which is considered to be good for health. Simple line towards the end means robust health even in the later portion of your life. So in that way, it's considered to be a good sign to have. Now, if you look at the line of life, so this is the earlier portion. This is the later portion where the person is traveling. So this portion is the portion where the person is right now. The age roughly is age 45 or so. So you would notice few lines kind of joining into the main lifeline. So this is the lifeline and few lines are kind of joining in, or it is said that from the area of Saturn, few lines kind of penetrate and join the lifeline. So this is what is happening. So having these lines join into the lifeline is considered to be a good sign because Saturn is money, Saturn is possessions, and having a line point from the Saturn and join into the lifeline means money entering your life. So these are considered to be good signs that we see out here. So the possibility is good. One more thing I need to add out here. So having a prominent Mount of Venus, what it does is it kind of makes a person very extremely warm, extremely cordial. And what also happens is that these people may be able to cultivate many relationships and partnerships. So having a prominent Mount of Venus, these people want a very, very good life. And they are able to have a good life as well. It's not just wanting, they would make it basically happen. And such people, because they are extremely loving and warm, so many people are going to get attracted towards them because of the warmth within this particular person. They have the energy for everybody. It's not just for the family, but it is for friends and unknown people as well. So such people may have multiple relationships as well. It is not a guarantee. Don't think that 100% this is a guarantee that these people would have multiple relationships, but this is just a possibility to have. Even on the left hand, you will notice that the amount of Venus is very, very prominent and padded, and it also appears to be firm as well. See, we can't touch the hand, but yet with experience, I have come to know that having something like this in the hand is extremely firm as well. So in that way, it is considered to be a positive sign. Now, the questions are related to money, and to be able to make money, you need to have certain lines in your hand, apart from the mounts. So just notice this kind of a line, which is quite stable. This is called the Mercury line. So Mercury lines are very, very important lines. Mercury lines are the lines for skills and calculations. So even in the right hand as well, just notice that there is a deep and clear, fairly deep and clear and singular kind of a line of Mercury pointing towards the Mount of Mercury. So this is the Mount of Mercury, and if line kind of points towards the Mount of Mercury, it is considered to be a good sign. Many people, they may have this kind of a line, but they have got weak and unclear kind of lines. But when we find that the lines are fairly deep and clear, it basically signifies that such a person is likely to have good set of skills. So people who have got good set of skills are able to make more money in their life. So in that way, it is considered to be a good sign to have. Without having a good good line of I would say good line of a Mercury, how can you have got good set of skills? So when we find that the lines of Mercury are stable, deep and clear, it means that the person is constantly making an effort to sharpen their skills. So people who sharpen their skills are the ones who are able to make more money in their life. The area of Mercury is the area for calculations, communication, skill. It is the area for mathematics, engineering. This is the area for social media networking, computer coding. This is the area for law, physics, chemistry, biology, every profession. This area is there. So in that way, it is considered to be a good sign to have these stable lines. It is better that the lines do not cut or cross each other. So even if the line is crossing, I would say it's slightly negative, but not to a very great degree. Having lines crossover means that the person can make few mistakes, but not always. So in that way, it is considered to be stable. Mercury line does bring good benefits. And these benefits are not as such happening at a later stage. These things are happening in the earlier portion. This is the earlier portion of the Mercury line. And there also is a money triangle like formation out here. This is called the big money triangle. Now, big money triangle doesn't mean that the money is going to come at a later stage. The money might have come even at the earlier stage of life. And having this kind of a formation, basically it is made up of three lines: the line of money, the line of head, and the Mercury line. So these three lines makes up the money triangle. So you have to understand what basically the reason why it is considered to be good. It basically means good Mercury means good skill. Good stable money line means stability in money, and good stable headline means stability in your thought process. So all three things are required in order to be successful. Otherwise, if these lines are unstable, then the chances basically decrease. Notice that the money line is kind of ending out here and a new one emerges out here. So this point, this intersection of the money and the headline is age 35. This is when the person may have faced few problems at that given stage of time. If you look at the line at the left hand, on the left hand also it appears that somewhere close to the age of 35, the intersection out here is few lines are changing over. So that way there could have been few troubles at the age of 35, and probably it is touching the headline out here. So around the age of 37, 38 also there could have been few troubles. Even before the age of 35 on the headline we see few troubles, and these troubles are the reason why we say troubles is because this big line goes and touches the headline, creates mental problems. This point is age 35, so this is after the age of 35, around the age of, let's say, 38, 39. And there are few lines that are kind of crossing over, something like this, touching out here. So even these could have been some problems that the person may have faced before the age of 35 also. And there's a break on the headline also before the age of 35. So when there's a break in the headline, some mental roadblock basically comes at that given moment of time. Or these lines are for anger and aggression touching your mind, and that is a reason why the chances of taking the right decision decreases. There are few lines after the age of 35 also, which kind of goes and touches the line of head, something like this. So anger and aggression you should basically remove from your life, because when there's anger and aggression, the chances for taking the right decision decreases. There's a mole on the Saturn mount. Saturn is the planet for money, possessions, wealth, wisdom, and responsibility. See, a mole at any location on your palm increases or decreases the quality of that particular mount. So in some way, it makes that particular area significant in some way or the other. Sometimes it gives good result and sometimes basically bad result. So this area is the area for money, possessions, wealth, wisdom, and responsibility. When we say all these positive things, then there are opposites as well. The opposites are unwise decision. It could also mean depression, depressive tendencies. Although the depression part may not affect this particular person, because the person must be a very jovial kind of a person because of a prominent Mount of Venus. So in that way, these are some positives that we see on the hand. Again, we basically move on to the right hand. On the right hand, you notice that there is a one or two good lines on the Mount of Jupiter. This is the Mount for Jupiter. Jupiter is a big planet. Big planet means growth, expansion, honor, respect, position, and power. So having a line kind of joined from the Jupiter into the headline or the lifeline, both are considered to be good. It means something like Jupiter qualities entering your mind or life. So what it basically means, aspiring to be at a higher position in life, positioning yourself at a higher position in your life. So people who position from the early stages of their life, this is the early stage before the age of, let's say, 20. This portion is till the age of 20 on the life and the headline. So constantly the person would have been at a higher position, a respectable, honorable position right from an early age. So this is a positive, very, very positive sign. And the effect basically remains not only in the earlier portion, but even in the later portion. Consider something like this. Lifeline is something like a river. This line kind of joins in from Jupiter, brings in the quality of position and power. These lines kind of point from the Saturn, it brings money. So any line joining in is good. Any line, if it exits, is considered to be bad. And if these exits are at the later portion, that's all okay, because towards the end, things go bad. So it's not too negative. And these small branches, even if we see out here, it's of minor importance, because these lines are very barely visible. So weaker lines do not have much of negative impact. Only stronger lines, they may have got a bigger impact. One slightly negative thing that we see on the heartline. Heartline plays a major role in your life. Heartline is the line for relationships and partnerships and love life. So having a simple line, as we see out here, is a good sign, at least in the right hand. There are one or two branches. Branches is a little bit negative. And this is a stronger branch, and these are weaker branches. So weaker branches they have got very, very limited negative impact on you. These lines are minor distractions, but as such, the quality of the main heartline remains intact. So that is the reason why the person remains focused, remains committed throughout their life. But this branch that you see, a longer branch that kind of touches the headline, this may be seen as a little bit negative sign, because this line is the line for distractions, falling for temptation, getting distracted, something or the other. Some negative things may get applied due to these branches that are falling onto the headline. This is the headline. This is the headline, and it's kind of dipping, pointing towards the headline. So this may be considered to be kind of a negative line. A branch like here can be seen as a negative line. And the distraction can be in a relationship, or distraction can also be in your work as well. This heartline is nothing but the physical heart. Imagine a situation, this is your physical heart, and there's a small branch hanging and there's a big branch hanging. Smaller branches have got small weight, and a bigger branch has got a bigger weight hanging onto your physical heart. So what's going to happen is it is going to pull your heart downwards with disappointment or something like this. It could be any relationship the close ones or the far ones, it's not necessarily only your love life. Don't think that heartline is only your love life. It is all the relations that you may have in your life. So that is kind of a small, this may be referred as a negative sign, but as such, the quality of the heartline is good. So having a simple, deep and clear line, as we see in your case, is good because it makes your heart stronger. And when your heart is strong, and when problems come in your life, you are able to face those problems and move ahead in your life. So that's a positive, which is, see, normally what happens is people who have got weaker kind of heartline, they have got heartline something like this, or island like formation and too many branches hanging on from the heart, and those are considered to be very, very negative. But in your case, it's very limited, so we would not go that your heartline is bad, your heartline is good, but with few flaws, few negatives. There's continuity in the heartline, so which means that there would be continuity in your relationships as well. The length of the Mercury finger is also long, so it means that you are able to network with near and dear ones and far away people in a very good way. Near and dear ones are your family members, close ones, and far away people are people who are unknown. How good you are able to network. So you are a person who are able to network in an extremely good way. And there's a circular kind of a line out here. So this line is kind of a sister line to the heart line. And basically it is considered to be slightly negative because this line is called the girdle of Venus, and girdle of Venus makes us a little bit of a hysterical. Hysterical means when the person is happy, you are very, very happy. When you're dipping, it's a dipping kind of a feeling in your heart. So we can't have that kind of a feelings. But in some professions, this can be seen as a good sign, supposing you are acting. So you are able to act in a very, very different kind of a way. In that way, it is good. But in normal day-to-day life, it's not so good. But because the quality of the hand, your hand is good, the quality of the hand is measured by the finger, shape of the fingers, the structure of the hand, the structure of the fingers. So all these basically count into the structure of the hand. So if the structure of the hand is good, the chances are you would have a better hold over people, money, and resources. How do we come to know if your structure is weak or strong? We just shake your hand and we just see that if your hand appears to be stronger, it means your building is strong. And if the hand is weak, it means your building is weak and you're likely to fall down. The building is likely to fall down. In your case, the building is never going to fall down because your building is on strong foundations. So that is the reason why the chances of basically success basically increases, because there would be such people are able to take up bigger challenges in their life and move ahead in their life. In the left hand also, the heartline is okay, but these branches, small branches, just noted 3, 4, 5, 6 branches, these are slightly negative. It distracts you, you fall for temptation, and you may not be able to commit to yourself completely, and you would look for greener pastures elsewhere in the relationship or in the work that you are doing. So in that way, this may be slightly negative, but still I would say that the headline quality and the heartline quality is good, so it may not affect you much. Even in the left hand, this girdle of Venus is seen out here. So I would repeat the same thing. This is the sunline that you see out here. This is the sunline. And how do we mark the age? The way we mark the age is, this is the headline, this is the heartline. So this intersection, age 35, this intersection of the sun and the heartline is age 53. This head and the sunline is age 35, and the somewhere in the middle is age 44. And the person mentioned the age is 45. So notice that the quality of the sunline is not so good in the earlier portion. See, sunline plays a part. What is sunline? Sunline is nothing. People say that sunline is, many palmists say sunline is more to do with name and fame and luck and all these kind of things. Name and fame and luck and your career prospects. I say that I agree with all of them, but at the same time, I would say it's better to have a deeper and clearer sunline. Deeper and clearer sunline means clarity on the path that you are traveling on. So it's better to have a deeper and clear sunline instead of a weaker line. Just notice out here, I'll just show you just in case you missed. This line, this portion of the sunline is unclear. This portion is also unclear. But as we zoom in, we find that the quality improves as you are growing older. So this portion of the sunline is comparatively better. When the sunline is much better, we could say that better prospects are there in the later portion of your life. But the thing is that one line we can't say just by one line that your prospects are going to be at a good at a later stage. I would say because you do have good aspects on your palm, good Venus, good line of Jupiter also I mentioned in the right hand. So these and few lines that kind of move from the lifeline upwards. So all of these are considered to be good financially from finances point of view. So it's not that only one line is important. It's a combination of many lines that are important. And I did mention a good Mercury line. So you can't have every line to be good in your hand. Just one or two lines are good enough. Some people they don't even have a sunline at all also. So don't think that these sunlines are necessary, 100% necessary. Because I've seen many people who are very, very famous in spite of having not a good sunline, which is also known as the carrier line. They are world famous. So I would say that most important, if you ask me which is the most important aspect, I would say energy is important. And if there's energy, you have everything. If you have the skill, you have everything. And you have got this line, so you have got everything. So Jupiter line. So you can't have every possible line in your hand, and a good structure of the hand is extremely important. Without a good structure of the hand, you may not be able to enjoy your life or maybe able to handle people in a good way. But out here, you would be able to handle people in a very, very good way, and you would be able to handle the resources that you have in a much better way. The heartline is also ending somewhere closer to the Mount of Saturn. Now, this is considered to be good as far as money goes. See, the reason why I say it is considered to be good because heartline ending under the Mount of Saturn means that the person values money, respects money, the person multiplies money. These people are good at money management. They want money and they run after money. Because you run after money, you are likely to make more money in your life. Some people they have all the opportunities, but they don't avail those particular opportunities. But you, as a person, you would avail the opportunity right from the early stages. You may have been extremely extravagant, too much spending, because the Venus is very, very prominent. So Venus prominent makes you spend too much. But at the same time, as you are growing older, you know the importance of conserving money, keeping it for bad times. So you are a person who has that kind of inclination, and you are likely to be able to accumulate good amount of money in your life. Rest, everything is good. And thank you for watching. Bye and take care.